Okay, I believe we're live. I think I'm figuring this out. So let me just
Sorry, I'm
double
doing
check.
Fraggle Rock here.
We are now live. Okay.
So,
Woo!
Oh, hello and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred today in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The source, pardon me, the source of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History, and the website onthisday.com. For links to the sources, music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the box below. I am once again your host, Eosander. I am joined by.
The Muffin Man?
Yep,
and look,
and Lunk. I heard Alice, barely, but I heard her. And we have Mr. Two Poppy. I'm sorry?
Here.
Anyway, on with the show. Today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday, January 16th, 2022. Let's see. Let's go by line here, unless otherwise impeded by a called. So starting out with Mr. Cupcake, take us away with 27 BC.
Sure thing. So, 27 BC, the Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus was guaranteed the title. I mean, these titles are really
Augustus.
Yeah, Augustus by the Roman Senate, marking the beginning of the Roman Empire.
So yeah, Rome was a actual republic before the empire. A lot of people, well, at least I'm still having trouble processing that. Rome wasn't always an empire. It actually started just before the birth of Christ, 27 BC. Miss Alice, want to take
Can
378?
you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So in 378 AD, we go to General Siage Kak,
Cac.
He conquered the Tycho, enlarging the domain of King Spear Thrower, Owl of Teotihuacan.
Yeah.
Teotihuacan.
Yep.
wow.
Expanding
Teotihuacan.
Mr. Lunk, 550?
Yes, also in 550, the Gothic War of 535 and 552, the Ostrogoths under King Totila conquered Rome after a long siege by bribing the Assyrian garrison.
The Assyrian garrison.
King Totila.
Yep, the Assyrian.
King Tortilla.
He is not. Unfortunately, he is not the inventor of the tortilla. Tortilla.
The Tortilla Flotilla.
Tortilla the Hun.
Tortilla.
Tortilla the Hun.
Moving on up to 1120, the Council of Nablus was held, establishing the earliest surviving written laws of the Crusader Kingdom of Jerusalem. Oh, and just in time, Alice, look at that. You have the next two.
Look at that. So we have 1219. We have floods in northern Netherlands after a storm, and it kills thousands of people. They don't have an exact number, but it was in the thousands.
I actually looked this up for you. It is called Saint Markella's flood, and it drowned 36,000 people along the coast of West Friesland and Groningen on January 16th.
So because in 1362 it happens, there's the Saint Marcellus flood that kills at least 25,000 people on the shores of the North Sea. So on the same day, but
Now wait a minute.
about over 100 years apart.
Oh yeah, okay. There's a Saint
you have the
Marcellus
floods in the
flood,
northern Netherlands,
and then there's
they
a
have a
second.
storm.
There's
and then there's a second one, the
yeah.
Saint Marcellus flood kills at least 25,000 people on the shores of the North Sea. So,
Okay. Yeah, okay, so this
Okay.
first
Two
one
different
caused
floods.
25,000 deaths, and the
same
next
day,
one,
two huge different floods over 100 years apart.
yeah, the next one caused 36,000 deaths. So that's
Oh yeah.
that's 61,000? 25,000
Something like
plus
that.
36,000?
Yeah.
That's a lot
So
of
you
people.
mean we had 1219 and 1362 here, but now we're going to move up to 412 here. Sohan, how about that one for you, buddy?
I think Lunk is next.
Yeah,
Or no, Lunk? Yeah,
Cupcake.
yeah.
well, it is
Cupcake.
Sohan.
Cupcake. Sorry,
Yeah,
Cupcake.
yeah.
Oh, Muffin.
Muffins. It's the Muffin
So
Man's turn.
in 1412,
Yeah.
so the Medici family is appointed office banker of the Papacy.
Papacy.
Papa?
Papacy. The Pope. The official baker. Yeah, the Medici family was appointed the official baker of the Papacy.
Medici.
Yep.
But
Yeah, it's not
medicinal.
So
It is not illegal. It is medicinal. Medicinal.
Oh, well, speaking of not knowing how to read, this next one that Lunk is going to read is just here for Cupcake, it looks like.
The first grammar of the modern language Spanish is presented to Queen Isabella.
Interesting.
Isabella.
Although that's Spanish grammar. But
Yes.
Cupcake does work with a lot of Hispanics, so that might help him.
Yeah.
Let's start a GoFundMe.
R.I.P.
Oh, you know someone did a GoFundMe because they wanted $10 and walked out with $1,000.
Let's see, I'm going to add in the notes GoFund
me for
stupidity.
Cupcake Muffin.
Yeah, I tried to get a hat and a T-shirt. See if anybody would buy me one.
Wow. Did anybody buy you one?
Hell no, they just
No, I have one out for a bed, but no one's ever funded that one.
Anyway, moving on up to 1493, Christopher Columbus left the New World and set sail for Spain. So this is after
Yeah, 1492. This is 1493. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Then 1501,
After that infamous
Alice?
Hollywood movie.
Miss Alice, 1501.
We had the Portuguese navigator Pedro Alvarez Cabral, and 6 of his ships began their return voyage to Lisbon. Basically, what that is that he was regarded as the discoverer of Brazil. And even though historians debate whether the discovery was intentional or accidental, he was the one that discovered Brazil, regardless. So, so that's who that is, and that was in 1501.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pedro Alvarez Cabral and his 6 ships.
It says here he was also the first captain to land in all 4 continents, which back then...
Yes, that too. Yeah, he was also the first captain to land in all 4 continents at the time, because this was before we added Antarctica and Australia. So
Yeah, back then it was Europe, Africa, Asia, and America.
Europe and Asia were then eventually what? United States and South America were divided.
North and South America, yeah, because we had yet to discover how big that whole area of the world is. A whole other hemisphere.
Yeah, South America is huge.
It is.
It's fucking gigantic.
Yeah.
People, what you see on the globe is not depicting it proper.
It's not.
huge.
Well, here, let's talk about globes.
Well, let's talk about 1537. How about that?
Yes,
yeah.
I will. In 1537, the Bigot Rebellion, an armed insurrection attempt to resist English Reformation began.
Yeah, they were trying to prevent Reformation.
Well, 1547. Excuse me with my yawn there. We have the Grand Duke Ivan IV, aka Ivan the Terrible, of Muscovy, became the first Tsar of Russia, replacing the 264-year-old Grand Duchy of Moscow with the Tsardom of Russia.
Yeah.
Dang. So that was the first Tsar, right? Yeah. And
The reason why he was so crazy is because he was treating his elements with mercury.
Now,
on top of that, fun fact, the word Tsar comes from Caesar. They were trying to mimic the Caesarate of, Imperial Rome by making a Russian version of that. But moving on up to 1556, Philip II became King of Spain. Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Max.
In 1572, Thomas Howard, the 4th Duke of Norfolk, was tried and found guilty of treason for his part in the Ridolfi plot to restore Catholicism in England. So, some more religious attempt things and ending up with bad results.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the name of God.
Okay, so let's get back on the line here. So Alice 1581, Muffin 1605, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Well, in 1581, we have the English Parliament passes laws against Catholicism.
More stuff against Catholicism.
Yep.
God, with the hardest one again.
Oh, hold on a second. Do we want to give that to Two Poppy?
No, you don't.
No? Okay.
Okay, I'll take it and give the Muffins
1707. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the first edition of El Ingenioso Hidalgo, Don Quixote, and Don Quixote de la Mancha, Book of One Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes, was published in Madrid, Spain.
See, I was right. The Spanish grammar lessons would have helped him out right there.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'll butcher the hell of it.
Indubitably.
Where do you guys at that?
It's in the TDH script, a very bottom part of the channel list. Muffin, do you want to take 707?
Sure.
Yeah, take 1707, because after that is Eos in 1749.
Yes, sir. So in 1707, the Scottish Parliament raffled the Act of Union, paving the way for the creation of Great Britain.
Yeah, they ratified the Act of Union.
Ratified.
Yeah. Paving the way for Great Britain. Moving on up to 1749, a hoax article advertising fictitious theater performer The Bottle Conjurer drew huge crowds to the Haymarket Theatre, London, whose inevitable non-appearance caused a riot. It's alleged the Duke of Montagu perpetuated this fiasco to win a bet. So, number one, if your bets require such outlandish things, don't do them. And number two, people stop falling for fictitious crap. Like, they fell for something wrong, and then they had a riot. Like,
it happened then, and it'll happen, and it happens now. What do you expect, dude? We're seeing it in modern day society.
I know. Like, this is what angers me as a historian. Like, we've had thousands of years to figure things out.
Yeah, well, apparently we haven't.
Like, open a book. It's not that hard. Figure out what we did in the past that fucked shit up.
Take a
and then
look.
Don't repeat it.
In a book, a reading rainbow.
Reading rainbow.
Thanks to LeVar Burton.
Moving on up to 1757, forces of the Maratha Empire defeated a 5,000-strong army of the Durrani Empire in the Battle of Markella. So,
Whooping.
Miss Alice, you want to take 1765?
Yeah, hang on. Like my cat was getting, he wants to go outside into the snow. Hang on. So we're at 1765.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have Charles Messier catalogs the M41 galactic cluster in the Canis Major
Let's see
area.
what that looks like.
Canis Major.
M41. Well, I got a tank.
Well, this sounds
cluster.
more Space Odyssey like.
There we go. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, there you go.
It's pretty cool. Space.
It almost looks like a dancing robot cluster with the arms out. Because you see the four corners, it looks like he's got a robot dancing with his legs bent.
Kind of, sorta. It looks like a far away aerial view of a city. Moving on up to 1776, the Continental Congress approved the enlistment of free blacks. So that's cool.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and that was during the Revolution and everything.
Yeah, they didn't give them guns though at first. They gave them pikes.
Yeah, but they still were able to fight. I mean, every step counts. Let's not look at what they're not allowed to do and look at what they are. That's what a lot of people don't do.
Well, they still fought their hearts out, man.
Yeah.
Some of them didn't have a choice though.
Well, but this has improved the enlistment of free blacks for the Continental Congress.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like some of them didn't have a choice but to enlist.
Well, yeah, like
They
if they are owned and stuff, but if they're free, then they can enlist themselves.
Yes, because some of them were working as indentured servants, I believe.
Yeah,
And
Yep.
Wasn't that what all
and
slaves are?
yeah.
yeah, and the people that owned them signed them up for
For
service.
Oh
them
yeah,
instead.
well that happened during the Revolutionary War too.
Yo,
You know what I'm talking
that
about?
happened in
Yeah.
the Patriot too.
Yeah,
They
the
did that in the
Patriot.
Patriot.
Yeah. Moving on up to 1777, Vermont declared independence from New York. Well, that's interesting. I didn't realize they were part of the same thing.
Well, you know, when they say it was against the North and the South, that's not a true thing.
Well,
During the
that's
Civil
not the
War?
Civil War.
What year?
1777. The Civil War is
Okay, no,
1860s.
oh yeah, this is way before the 70s. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
No, we weren't even a country yet. Who wants
I was
1780?
also gonna say, just because people, because I want to backtrack, just because people like sign people up that were against their will doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't
I
saying
didn't-
that. Like,
Oh,
was
I
just-
just wanted to reiterate that, so I made that
yeah.
clear for
Well, obviously,
anybody who watches it.
obviously that's not
it's just
okay. You
part of-
can't,
part
you
of
can't
history.
vouch for somebody else to that level. That's not right.
No, if you're willing to sign someone else's life away to go to war, you better sign. You better go like be right behind them, signing your name too.
Yeah, that's how people would get out of the draft too, just signing over
And that's awful.
their servants and stuff like that.
Okay,
Should-
I'm ready for 1880.
1780.
Yep, I am too.
Who wants it?
1780. Yes, me.
Yes.
I got it. In 1780, the Battle of Cape St. Vincent, British fleet under Admiral Sir George Rodney defeats Spanish squadrons under Don Juan de la Guerra.
Ooh,
Go on.
Don Juan. 6 years later, in 1786, Virginia enacted the Statute for Religious Freedom, authored by Thomas Jefferson. So
There you go.
and this was when our country was still forming. Like, once again, a lot of people don't know that, 1776, it wasn't, boom, there's America. No, it took like 10, 15 some odd years,
Oh yeah.
And during that
Yeah.
time, we actually had other first presidents. George Washington is our first president of the United States, but he wasn't the first president of our
He's like
country.
Dude, there's like 15 presidents before that too.
No, there was 4 prominent ones. I saw a video
Yeah,
about it not too long ago. But yeah, like there was like a lot more, and like even so, the whole concept of uniting all the colonies under one banner was still like, wishy-washy. Like everybody wanted to be independent. Like so that means New York was its own country. Virginia was its own
Yeah,
country.
so, like United
you know.
States was very close to being like another Europe, but
Yeah,
became united instead.
yeah. Actually, one would say it was like the alpha version of the European Union, multiple hundred years before.
Yeah.
And then they made the European Union, and then they were trying to do that again with all of America, not just the United States, but Canada and Mexico, and all that stuff for North. And then, but yeah. Anyway, moving on up to 1793, French King Louis XVI sentenced to death by the National Convention during the French Revolution. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That you found that one interesting.
Yeah, those
Yep.
Chickasaws like their guillotine.
The only thing that Sequoia will ever be scared to is another Sequoia.
That, or if another Napoleon came out, then the Chickasaws would be very terrifying. Speaking of the Chickasaws, 2 years later, in 1795, French army under Pichru occupied Utrecht in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So that sounds like the Napoleonic Wars, actually. When were the
Mhm.
Napoleonic Wars?
Could be. Could be wrong.
Yeah, they got these stupid Amazon Prime commercials with Napoleon wanting to be a stand-up comedian.
That's so dumb. The Napoleonic
That
Wars
is.
were
Didn't like
1803 to
Bill and
1815.
Ted, like, cause well, no, he wanted to rock it out at the water park. That's what Napoleon.
Yes, he
wanted to
did.
do.
But yo, that's the difference between Amazon Prime and Bill and Ted. Bill and Ted's funny.
In 1809, during the Peninsular War, the British defeated the French at the Battle of Corunna.
Corunna.
My Corona.
Well, we have
Corunna.
1832 here. Charles Darwin lands at Porto Prado, the Cape Verde Islands. First landing of his HMS Beagle voyage.
So, yeah, that's right. The Beagle was his ship. And yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Sohan's the one who brought this up, that Charles Darwin ate every animal he discovered. Or one of each,
One of each animal he discovered.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, you would have to. I would too.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, it's testing if people kill him or not. Yeah, because you don't know.
I mean, look at the fugu fish, how did they figure that out? You have, literally, one paper
did
strip
he eat insects too, though? Or just, or mammals?
Well,
he ate every animal he ran across.
Yeah. Bird, ground, water, everything. If he found something new, he ate it.
He's like, ooh, a beetle. Yum. Nom, nom, nom.
Hey,
okay.
They eat beetles in Africa, they're really high in protein.
Oh, yeah.
Pound for pound, insects are 5 times better than beef for protein.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with beef here now, okay?
I prefer beef. I don't want to eat bugs. Moving on up to 1847, John C. Fremont was appointed governor of the New California Territory. Hey.
Oh, damn.
Then we have
We're
Alice.
We're going to go to 1862 here. We have the Hartley Colliery disaster. 204 men and boys perished in a mining disaster, prompting a change in UK law, which henceforth required all collieries to have at least 2 independent means of escape.
For those of you who do not know, a colliery is an area that they mine coal.
Yeah, and they only had one exit. And after this, they're like, oh, maybe we should have more than one exit strategy, too.
Yeah, would have thought.
If something like this happens again.
Mr. Muffin, do you want to actually, how about Lunk take 1863 and we'll give 64 to Muffin since that was easier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From today to August 23rd, crews of the CSS Florida was a sloop of war in the service of the Confederate States Navy. She served as a commerce raider during the American Civil War before being sunk in 1864.
Dang, she only lasted a year to 2? 1 to 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even. She was. She started going around in 1863, and then from today, yeah.
Yeah.
August 31st. So from January to August 23rd.
Okay, so that's a year and change.
And then August 23rd, I think, and then in 1864, a year later, she. Let's be maybe a year and a half. She had some life.
Yeah, I'd say a year and a half. Mr. Cupcake.
So, in 1964, a heavy fighting takes place near Donder Ridge, Tennessee.
1864, and that, I believe, is the Civil War.
1864, yes.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, it's 1864.
We have one here for Alice and then Sohan.
Yay.
Yeah, in 1865, we have a munitions magazine explodes at Fort Fisher in North Carolina. It killed and or injured at least 200 soldiers, and due to a carelessness of a fucking drunken soldier.
Well, not just one drunken soldier is blamed, but you know the term "mind your p's and q's."
Yeah.
Do you know what that comes from?
Yes.
Well, no, not this specifically, but for sailors who go on shore leave, they're always told to mind your p's and q's, as in mind your pints and quarts. So don't get too drunk.
Yeah.
Yep. Mr. Sohan.
Yes. Also in 1865, General William Sherman issues Field Order 15, Land for Blacks.
Now, that sounds good, but keep in mind, this might... Sherman was in the north, right?
I think it was south.
No. Sherman's marched to the south. I think he was in North.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, we, order number 15, it confiscated Union property, which confiscated as Union property a strip of coastline stretching from Charleston, South Carolina, to the St. Johns River in Florida, including Georgia's Sea Islands and the mainland 30 miles in from the coast. The order redistributed the roughly 400,000 acres of land to newly freed black families in 40-acre segments. Okay, so that is a good thing. Because, like, a lot of these things, they seem good, but then you realize, like, oh, it's a land for blacks. Oh, they gave the bad land to the blacks. Oh, you know, like, we gave land, but no, like, they gave good land, the coastal land. That's good land.
Like how they used to give them the bad parts. That's how, people, soul food was.
Yeah.
The nasty shit we used to eat.
And
Happens
I wish
everywhere,
they gave me some bad land.
Yeah. Moving on up to 1868, the refrigerator car was patented by William Davis, who was a fish dealer in Detroit. Well, you got to get your fish somehow, and all the way out in Detroit, So, like, of course you want to, freshen up your stock. So, but yeah, all the way back then.
I can take the 1870.
Do it.
Go ahead.
So Virginia became the 8th state readmitted to the U.S. after the Civil War.
Nice.
Nice.
And I think
Okay. 1 year later, in 1871, Jefferson Long of Georgia was sworn in as second black congressman.
nice. I wonder,
Well-
have we already reported on the first black congressman?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we have.
Oh yeah, from New York. Black Americans in Congress.
Anyway,
Yeah.
That's not impressive
Oh.
compared to this being in the South.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I thought was interesting. But anyways, we're gonna go to 1879 here. We have a January record today, as I actually have a snowstorm going on out here in the East Coast. We have a record of 13 inches of snow falls in New York City. It was broken later, January 7th in 1996, though.
Yeah, but still 13 inches. That's pretty deep.
That's a foot and an
That's
inch.
what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I was about to say, but
Moving on up to 1883, the Pendleton Civil Service Reform Act establishing the United States Civil Service was enacted by Congress. And what is the United
Nice.
States Civil Service? Let's see here. The United States Federal Service is the civilian workforce, the non-elected and non-military public sector employees of the United States as federal government departments and agencies. Okay, so it's civilian people.
It's like the CC. What do they call it? The dudes that build the roads and all these federal federal workers.
Infrastructure
Like
constructors. Yeah. Also in 1883, Quebec Rugby Football Union formed.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to that football union.
Here
Oh,
the Jacquard Canadians.
Yeah, the Chiquois.
No, man, they're the Choctaw Lights.
Yeah, they're the Chiquois leaves. The Maple Chiquois. They're the Maple Chiquois.
Toronto Maple Leafs. You mean the NHL team? That's Toronto.
That's Canada as well.
Yeah, but not Quebec.
It's still Canada,
Yeah, but not all of Canada are French Canadians.
but not all French Canadians are.
Yeah, some are English
Like-
ones.
Yeah,
Moving on up-
you know. Remember Queen Elizabeth is still on their bills out there, except for in like French Canada, Quebec. Quebec tried to secede from Canada once. You know that, right?
No.
They got failed. They got knocked down. So now they're still part of Canada.
Yeah,
They really
Canada's
wanted to be part of-
independent, right? Like I remember they became independent like around World War II. I think shortly before it or after.
Yeah, well, they got recognized with by bowing down. It's like, yeah, we'll keep Queen Elizabeth on our fucking bills.
4 years later, in 1887, Cliff House was damaged when powder cargo of schooner Parallel exploded. That
Oh,
sounds horrifying.
It
10
does.
years later, in 1897, John Dewey's essay "My Pedagogic Creed" appeared in School Journal.
Pedagogic.
Pedagogic. which
Pedagogic.
pedagogic, which
What is
sounds a little
pedagogic?
alarming. It's culturally
sounds
important
dirty.
and is part of the knowledge base of civilization as we know it. Huh. All right. Well,
Okay.
I am
Well,
gonna.
I take that back then.
I am gonna save this link for anybody interested.
Well, in 1889, we have a 128 degrees Fahrenheit, also known as 53 degrees Celsius, in Cloncurry, Queensland, Australia, was a record at that time. So 128 degrees Fahrenheit, 53 degrees Celsius out in Australia and Queensland.
That's really hot.
Damn.
That's really
No,
hot.
it's in their summertime right now too. Remember that.
Yeah, like winter in the north is summer in the south. It's weird.
Okay. I'll get 1990. Alex gets
1900?
1905. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1900. And okay, in 1900, United States Senate accepts the Anglo-German Treaty of 1899, in which the United Kingdom renounces its claim to the Samoa Islands.
Nice. Miss Alice, 1905.
Well, in 1905, Stanley Cup, Dees Arena in Ottawa, Ontario. The Ottawa Senators rout Dawson City, the Yukons, 23-2 for a 2-0 series sweep. Most lopsided challenge playoff game in history. Frank McGee, 14 goals
That's a lot of goals.
through that whole playoff series.
Moving on up
Yeah.
to 1908, Pinnacles National Monument in California was established. And let's see what that looks like. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Well, California really does have a lot of good landscapes. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Too bad the people
I
running
looked it
off
up and I was like,
before
ooh, I thought you would like this one, yeah.
Yeah. I've been to.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, too bad the people are ruining it, I agree. Moving on up to
Yeah,
1909, British explorers
Sorry,
David, Mawson, and Mackay reached South Magnetic Pole as part of the Nimrod expedition.
Nimrod.
Nimrod.
Hey,
Yeah,
Muffin, do you want to take 1913?
yeah. For someone named Nimrod, pretty much was a scholar.
Yeah. Well, then again, it's kind of ironic. Nimrod is used as an insult, but calling somebody an Einstein
Well,
is
also,
just an insult
Nimrod
too.
was a character in the
X-Men, yes.
that was like killing off all the
He was a
Yeah.
he was a special type of sentinel.
Yeah, he was a special sentinel. He was badass too. He was
Mr.
nearly
Cupcake.
indestructible.
Yeah.
But not as badass as Bastion.
Beast.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mr. Cupcake has something for us in 1913.
Yes, sir. So, 1913, British House of Commons accept home rule for Ireland, but the Great War gets in the way of it happening. So,
Yep.
The Great War, also known as World War One, the
Yep.
war to end
Or
all
the war
wars.
to end all wars.
Hmm.
The war that invented the bank.
Yeah.
2 years later, in
hey.
1915, Congress authorized $1 and $50 Panama Pacific International Expo gold coin.
Oh.
Cool.
Nifty. A gold coin, eh?
I can actually do the first 1917. Looks interesting.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay,
If you guys don't mind. So,
No.
go ahead.
the Greek government accepts reparations for Allied losses sustained in the recent actions in Greece.
So reparations happened in Greece as well.
Yeah.
The Greek government accepts reparations for Allied losses sustained. Because I remember that Greece was occupied by the Turks, by the Ottoman Empire, during the First World War, and there was a great campaign against Gallipoli. They tried to land there, and actually, the lessons I was learning in Gallipoli were used along with other lessons for the Normandy invasion in World War II, because the Gallipoli campaign was a massive failure for the Allies. We lost like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of soldiers there. Mel Gibson did a movie actually where he played a messenger runner who ran between the dugouts and everything This was before.
My brother, no
This was before
one
phones. This was
died.
before telegraphs. This was when they were
Out here.
doing messenger pigeons and all that stuff. But yeah, no, like the Gallipoli campaign was a massive slaughter.
Yeah, it was.
Let me get the next one since
All
so
right.
you guys could see how illiterate I am.
Oh God.
Oh, dude, I just lost my phone. I had my script. That's okay. You keep reading. You
All
can look
right,
at
Zimmerman telegram is sent from Germany to Mexico, stating that in the event of U.S. entering World War I on the Allied side, Mexico would be given Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico, intercepted by the British intelligence and partially deciphered by the next day. Its release in March shifts the U.S. public opinion in favor of war against Germany.
Yeah, and actually, there's a lot of interesting things about the Zimmerman telegraph. The Germans actually, like, in order to avoid suspicion, you know, like they tried using the U.S.'s own, like, message delivery system, and it was actually intercepted by Britain. And they waited like a day or two before telling us because they devised a whole scheme. And there's a video about it actually I saw not too long ago. It's really interesting because the Brits were actually spying on us as well as as Germany and everything, because we weren't the allies. We weren't their enemies, but we weren't the allies. So you got to know everybody on the field. So they actually manipulated that incident and like really riled us up with some fabricated evidence. But yeah, the Zimmerman telegraph is a thing, but it was handled in a very strategic way.
Dude, Mexico wasn't dumb enough to get into that kind of conflict. They had already gotten their ass kicked by the French and by the U.S.
Yeah.
They weren't about
Yeah,
to get
well,
into
yeah,
another
they were still
conflict.
recuperating from the,
Well,
that one war.
Well, the thing is that the Germans they didn't send that to try to start conflict there. They wanted to use that as a way to because if Mexico joined the Axis or whatever with this promise of getting that land, once again it wasn't for starting conflict. It was to move focus of the United States to their border and split their forces so they wouldn't have one way trying to open up a two-front war essentially.
They wanted us to go against what in the butt.
Yeah, that would never have happened.
Anyway, moving up to
I'm pretty
1918,
sure
Austria and Germany were disrupted by strikes as people expressed impatience with leaders continuing the war.
Yep. This is towards the end of World War I. Everyone's like, come on, man.
Moving on up, 365 days later, in 1919, Nebraska became the 36th state to approve the 18th Amendment to the United States Constitution. With the necessary three-quarters of the states approving the amendment, prohibition was constitutionally mandated in the United States 1 year later.
Yep, so alcohol prohibition.
Going dry.
Rise of the mob.
Yep. I'll take
Nicky Thompson, baby. We're going to go to 1920. In 1920, I believe the country of Georgia declared its independence.
Yes, the country of Georgia, not the state.
Not the state.
Yeah.
Also, in 1920, we have the League of Nations held another First Council meeting in Paris, France.
Another First Council meeting?
Huh?
How can you hold another First Council meeting?
Well, I believe they had, it was over a course of a few days, because remember, we reported on this a few days ago.
Yeah. Well, I think that's when
I believe,
formed.
this is just a series of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Because, it's always a few days.
Yeah.
They do this. They gotta make a huge whatever, but I could be wrong. But anyway, let's go 1921 here, bud.
Yeah. The Marxists left in Slovakia, and the Transcarpathian Ukraine held its founding congress in... Carpathian? Oh, Transcarpathian. Ukraine held its founding congress in Lubotchna.
Lubotchna.
Lube, China.
Lubotchna.
Mr. Lunk, do you want to take 1936?
Yes. In 1936, the first Finnish camera installed Hialeah Racetrack in Hialeah, Florida.
Yeah, the first photo finish racetrack. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a Hialeah racetrack. I believe that was like a horse racing track. So basically, like they could take pictures at the end to see like what
Yeah,
horse really won.
Yeah.
if the race is neck and neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, neck and neck races and stuff like that. Because in 1936, the same day, we have the Spanish socialists, communists, and anarchists from
Form.
They formed the Unidad Popular.
What is the Unidad Popular?
Yeah, the Spanish socialists, communists, and anarchists formed the Unidad Popular. So that's out in Spain, I would imagine.
Well, there's one in Chile and there's one in Spain. Spain was a left-wing political alliance founded in 2015. That's not right. 1936. Hold on, this is not even right. 1936.
Oh, is this some botched news?
Frente Popular? Spanish. Well, this is all in Hispanic. I can't even read this.
Well, let's just move on up to 1938. We have the first jazz
on.
concert held at Carnegie Hall, performed by Benny Goodman and his band.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty nifty.
Moving on up to 1939,
You're gonna love
the
this
daily
one.
newspaper comic strip Superman debuted.
Yeah.
It's a bird.
What about also what happened the same day in 1939? There's Anders. Not only the Superman debut, what else happened?
The Irish Republican Army, also known as IRA, began a 14-month-long bombing campaign in England. Ooh. Jeez.
Hey, Sohan, what happened in 41? What happened in both two things in the same day, same year?
Yeah.
What happened in 1941? U.S. Admiral Bellinger warns of an assault on Pearl Harbor.
Yep.
Yeah, this is right before. This is like what?
10, 11
Right
months
before-
11 months before.
Yeah.
No, this is like 11 months before Pearl Harbor happened.
Yeah. Just about.
Also, what happened today?
1941, the War Department forms the first Army Corps squadron for black cadets.
Oh,
Nice.
fucking yeah, dude.
Oh, is that because there was a movie about black people flying planes in World War II, like the Tigers?
That's
or whatever they...
Yeah.
That's the Tuskegee Airmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really nifty.
Yeah, they also
recognized.
actually before that they also black people went to Canada to fly during the war.
Yeah, if they couldn't get like a fighter pilot, the Canada was like more than happy to like take them too.
Yeah.
Hey, Muffins, you want to take 1942?
Sure. So in 1942, William Kardashian became the first civilian appointed a general in the U.S. Army. So
I think his name's Knudsen.
Knudsen. That's
Knudsen.
weird.
Knudsen.
Knudsen.
Yeah, Knudsen.
Now, how would that work? Like, how can you be a general in the army without being in the army? You know?
Well, maybe he just did such a good job. I don't know.
He received a
Maybe
commission as a lieutenant general in the U.S. Army, the only civilian ever to join the Army at such a high initial rank, and appointed as director of production, office under the
So
Secretary
he must
of
have
War.
had some. He must have already had some college backing and everything when he went in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
That's
probably
I think the
must
only
have-
way
must
that
have
you can
known
like get
someone.
to that kind of length.
Moving on up to 1943, negative 60.
No, this one's mine. This is weather related. So
Do it.
negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit, also known as negative 51 degrees Celsius. Island Park Dam in Idaho was a state record, so they got a record temperature of negative 60 below.
Dang.
I tip my hat out to you, Idaho. That must be up and on a mountain peak, or like somewhere in the mountains.
Can I get the other 1943s?
Yes.
Yeah, all of them. Take them.
Good. Also in 1943, the first U.S. air raid on Ambon.
Ambon.
Ambon. Where is Ambon?
Ambon.
Ambon map. Ambon. Oh, it's in Indonesia.
I was gonna say it sounds specific because that was pretty much our first attacks before we even went to Europe. We went straight to the Pacific.
Yep.
Yep.
Also in
So-
1943, German 2nd SS Panzer Division evacuates Charkov.
Where's Charcoal?
Oh.
Charcoal map.
I
Where is that?
guess in Eastern Europe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks pretty
Okay.
eastern to me.
Yeah. Oh, maybe they're running away from the Russians.
Probably.
Yep.
The Russians were,
Because
yeah,
in the-
'cause it's 43, so this must be, isn't the Panzer,
yes.
isn't that, no, that wasn't one of their tanks,
Panzer's a tank.
is it? Yeah, it was a tank.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
what else
also
happened in
in-
1943?
Also in 1943, the Red Army recaptures Pitomik and airport at Stalingrad.
Stalingrad.
Stalingrad. Yeah.
That's the start of the fall of Hitler, pretty much.
Yep, yeah, pretty much.
Operation
Muffins, do you want to
Barbarossa
take
was the
40, do
start.
you want to take, Muffins, do you want to take 44 and 45?
Sure, I can take the.
Russia. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can take the first 45 and the 44. So
Okay, yeah, go for it.
yeah, so in 1944, General Eisenhower takes command of Allied invasion force in London.
Preparing for Operation Overlord, June 6th.
Yep.
Yes. And also in 1945, Doctors 52 land on division on first commando. Bridget,
Brigade
yeah, in Hensburg.
and Heinsberg. Okay, so yeah, so the Scottish
Scottish
52nd land.
Yeah, the Scottish 52nd Land Division and the 1st Commando Brigade assaulted Heinsberg.
Yeah, that's in Germany, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah.
that's actually huge because the Scots, like, the small army, but like also if you have to take in consideration the Pacific War, you want to know what country like suffered the most losses, but based on like their population size than any other country.
So you're talking about per capita?
Yeah, per capita. New Zealand
Yeah,
lost
that makes
more
sense.
people. New Zealand and Australia lost more people than any other country during that World War II.
In correlation
Based
to
off
their
of per capita,
population
yeah, based off per
percentage.
capita and
Yeah.
everything.
Also in 1945, the U.S. 1st and 3rd Armies met at Hofales, which is, where is
Hopefully.
Hofales?
Hopefully, we can kick their ass.
Hopefully we won.
Says here, there's Belgium.
Oh, okay, so it's right over in that area.
Hopefully,
So
here it
Belgium,
is.
Lithuania, Poland, Germany, ish area.
Hopefully, it's Germany.
So it was Germany. Okay, so who please?
Moving on up, also in 1945, Adolf Hitler moved into his underground bunker, the so-called Führer bunker.
Your bunker.
Have you seen what the Führer bunker looks like?
It's fucking epic, dude. It's a huge. It's a freaking snazzy bunker in a way, but it's also like what the hell.
Yeah, like here's
It's a maze in itself.
yeah, like this is half of it. Like it came in two halves. Here's the top half and then the bottom half.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's huge.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous fucking bunker.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move up to 1950, 5 years after, the supposed end of World War II, because technically the World War II didn't technically end, I believe, until like 1955. But
Well, it
like
bled into the
technically,
Cold War too. So
World War II like just kind of bled into the Cold War and also the Korean War. But we have in 1950, Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands recognize Israel as a country. And also in 1951, we have Viet Minh offensive against Hanoi. So I believe this is part of the whole Korean and Vietnam.
Vietnam.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Viet Minh.
It's when it's when things start to get going.
Well,
but
that's
it's still
because
technically during the Korean though.
well, that's because France was still reforming after just 1951.
When is France
It
not
was 6 years
reforming?
after the war. They were still retaking over their own country. They had lost a lot of power overseas and such, and Vietnam was a French territory. So in 1951, they started conflict started going on, and it wasn't until the mid 60s or 63 when we actually when we got in there. So 45 to 63, that's not a long time. When you really think about it
at all.
Also in 1951, the world's largest gas pipeline opens, connecting Brownsville, Texas to 134th Street in New York City. New York
That's
City.
that's some distance.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll just see how many miles is that from that part of Texas to New York? It's got to be at least 1,000 miles.
Easily. I'm gonna say more like 2,500, maybe 3,000.
I wouldn't say 3,000. I would say maybe like 1,800
Well, it's
or
2,000.
1,500. I'd
It's
say about
2,000
15
miles
to
exactly.
15,000.
Well, it says here directions is 2,000
Oh, it's
miles
2,000.
exactly.
Okay, yeah, okay, so it's
29-hour
2,000.
drive.
All right, okay.
But that's not as the crow flies.
So I'm gonna see. Yeah, so I would say like I was saying between 15 and 1,800. So
Close.
probably like because it's probably goes like underneath stuff. So, but also like can't be underneath structures in case like a rupture or anything like that. So
2 years
I would
later, in
imagine
1953, Egyptian Premier General Naguib disbanded all political parties. That's not too nice.
That shouldn't.
no, that isn't too nice at all. Also, in 1956, we have the Egyptian president Nasir pledges to reconquer Palestine.
Boo.
Speaking of, why
Leave
we're talking
Palestine
about
alone.
Egypt.
In 1957, three B-52s left California for the first non-stop round-world flights. Nice.
Yeah. Good old B-52s.
Also in 1957, Cavern Club opened on Matthew Street in Liverpool, England, home of the Beatles' first appearance. The
Hey.
Beatles!
Hey, I guess I'll take this one because it's hockey. But
Do it.
after this, Sohan, and then I should read some. In 1960, we have Detroit right wing Gordie Howe. Good old Gordie Howe. He scores a goal and assist on his 888th career game. It was a 3-1 win at home over Chicago. Becomes the NHL's all-time leading scorer with 947 points, passing Montreal's Maurice Richard. So Gordie Howe, he's a legend. But yeah, he 800 on his 888th game. He like I think Wayne Gretzky beat him in like all-time goals too for career. But there's only a couple people, but Gordie Howe's up there for like most goals of all time in hockey.
Yeah.
I think Cupcake has 1961 here.
Yep.
Yeah, so in 1961, a Russian espionage ring in Great Britain.
Didn't we talk about this the other day? Like,
Yeah, we talked about it, but I think it was a different year where I think there was like the trials or something, or was going on,
or I think
or
this is when,
it was, or more of it was exposed, like how many people were involved in it.
Yeah, it had been
or
going on
something.
for like 12 years or something crazy.
Yeah, it had been going on for a while, but yeah, this is when it's finally detected. So this is like years before. Hey, is that Spiker?
Yeah, welcome, Spike. Mr.
Yeah.
Monk, do you want to take 1962?
Oh, no, I do,
Oh,
because this is awesome.
Okay.
In 1952, the shooting for the movie Dr. No, the James Bond films were started, and Dr. No is the very first James Bond movie. And I remember when they had their 50-year anniversary, and I remember when Doctor Who had theirs. I was like, ooh.
Yeah,
Good
was
things the British have done, except for when they got woke.
Yeah, was that the Sean Connery one?
Yes. Sean Connery was the first James Bond.
he was also the voice of a dragon.
There's 262s. What?
Yeah, there is.
He was also King Arthur, too, in some movie.
Also in 1962, a suit accused New York City Board of Education using racial quotas.
What?
So
Yeah. So
That's
there
not
was a lawsuit accusing the Board of Education in New York City for doing racial quotas to like fill schools with racial things just so they can get like a bonus or something like that. I
sounds like
believe.
a lot of what's going on today.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty
my
much.
bad. Pipe was ruined.
Well, we also have in 1963 we have Khrushchev claims to have 100 megaton nuclear bomb. This is during the Cold War out in Russia.
Now, for perspective,
What?
the Tsar Bomba, the largest explosion ever created
actually
by
what they did.
humanity.
They did have 100 megatons, but they cut it in half.
Yeah, it was
And that's what the
initially.
Tsar bomb was.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
initially designed for 100 megatons, but they had it at 50, so at half yield. Now at 100 megatons, they believed that they can actually set fire to the atmosphere and burn away our ozone layer. So,
Oh, bastards.
instantaneously.
They
So
cause global warming.
yeah,
Well, they did. They did have the.
Global
What are
warming
they
is
doing
already
dropping bombs
happening.
like that? Killing the ozone layer.
yeah. We have two more events happening in 1963. I'll take the first one. Spike, do you want to take the next one after that?
Yeah.
All right. Tennessee Williams' Milk Train Doesn't Stop Here Anymore premiered. So, that sounds like a breakup to me.
Milk Train doesn't
13th
stop
NBA All-Star Game, LA Memorial Sports Arena. East beats West 11-5 to 115 to 108. MVP Bill Russell, Boston Celtics. See, man, screw the Celtics. Why'd you make me read that, man?
I don't know. Why not?
Man, I'm from LA,
We
man.
move up to 1965. We got the last aired episode of The Outer Limits
Ooh, that was
on ABC.
oh, that's
TV.
the name of that show.
The Outer Limits.
They remade that shit later on.
Yeah, they did. They did bring it back. Hey, if you want to redeem yourself, you can always do 1965, the AFL All-Star Game. I want to do that one.
Yup.
There you go.
Fourth AFL All-Star Game. Jefferson Stadium?
Epstein.
Houston. West Division beats East Division. Yo, 38-14. MVP Kenneth Lincoln, LA Chargers, running back. Willie Brown, Denver Broncos, was it defensive back?
Ah,
Boo.
nice.
What?
Dude, I want to do this one. I love this one because I
Do it.
love this song. The Searchers in 1965 with the song Love Potion Number 9 peaked at number 3.
I've heard of that
But
song.
when I kiss the cop on 34th and 9, you broke my little bottle of Love Potion Number 9. Yeah.
Also in
Sandra Bullock actually also
1965,
starred in the movie.
Also in
Oh,
1965, the USSR, the Soviet Union, performs nuclear test at Eastern Kazakh / Semi-Palatinsk, USSR.
They're doing nuclear stuff like crazy.
Yeah, and actually,
Yeah.
let's see here.
With all the
The
60s.
Polygon. Yeah, the primary testing venue for the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons. So that was their primary area. When was the Tsar Bomba?
That was when Putin was like a little baby.
Yeah, Tsar
Well,
Bomba.
no, it's probably when he was part of the KGB as a young kid.
He was in his dad's personal sack.
Yep.
Potato sack.
Oh wow, Tsar
Potato
Bomba
sack,
was
yep,
1961.
Well, his dad's turnip sack.
Moving on up to 1966, Harold R. Perry became the second black Roman Catholic bishop in the United States. That's cool.
Yeah.
Also in 1966, Johnson Aguiyi Ironsi seized power in the chaos caused by a military coup and becomes the Nigerian head of state. Tricky.
Tricky.
We
Apparently the cat's trying to
have
come
a hat trick here.
Oh, we have a hat trick? Hang on, let me get this hat trick. Alright, so we're in 1966 now?
Yep.
We have Chicago Blackhawks right wing Bobby Hull scores 4 goals, his 17th career hat trick, and a 6-5 loss to New York Rangers. He was the first player in team history to score 300 goals.
Nice.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.
You're
Muffin,
of what?
Mr. Muffin, you want to take the first 67, and then Lunk next 67, Spike 68, and then we go back on normal rotation.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, so the first 1967 is the first black government installed in the Bahamas, led by Landon Pendleton, that's her name, as a leader of the Progressive Liberal Party.
Cool. Bahama, Jamaica, ooh, not bad. Mr. Lunk?
Yeah. I used to listen to that. I listened to that song high. But yo, besides that, also in 1967, the Lucien Emerson becomes the first Southern Alabama African American sheriff in the 20th century.
Nice.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's nice.
You know, the first thing that popped in my mind was Blazing Saddles.
We
The sh-
rode the blazing
Yeah.
saddle.
The
Oh,
sheriff's a
love-
ding!
The sheriff is near. No, God, wrong environment. The sheriff is a ding. I love that
Hey,
movie,
get on my
man.
chipstick, you bastard.
And then he pulls the gun on himself,
Yeah.
like, nobody move, or
Yeah.
else the, N-word gets it, you know?
Dude, it's like that movie would not be
That
good
movie,
today.
like, I'm surprised people even know that movie exists these days. Like, I gotta see it. I haven't seen that in a hot minute. So,
Oh my
I
god,
know.
that movie would be canceled nowadays.
we gotta start having a movie night, guys. We gotta start having movie nights.
I'm down.
Hey, no other movie will be cast tonight. Today, American History.
Anyway, Spike Verde, 1968, please.
1968, 21st National Hockey League All-Star Game in Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto. Maple Leafs beat All-Stars 4-3. MVP Bruce Gamble in Toronto. G.
Nice.
Nice. Moving on up to 1969, Czech student Jan Palach committed suicide by self-immolation, also setting himself on fire, in Prague, Czechoslovakia, in protest against the Soviets' crushing of the Prague Spring the year before. Didn't we talk about the Prague Spring yesterday or the day before? Like,
Yeah.
Yes,
the
yes,
start
we
of
did.
it?
Day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yo,
talked about that. The frog
Him
spring.
committing suicide by self, immolation.
Yep, he's
reminds
on fire.
me
He's set himself on fire.
That
Yeah.
reminds me of that monk who set himself on fire in protest of the Vietnam War,
Yeah.
which became the cover of Rage Against the Machine's album.
And also on Times Magazine, too.
Now, was that for the Vietnam conflict, or was that for the
For
the
real?
treatment of the Tibetans in China? Because I remember a
It
lot
might
of
have been,
Tibetan monks
might
set
be a little
themselves on
both.
fire.
Well, also remember during that time, like, think about all the Hmong people who were being slaughtered, too.
Yeah.
I can take the next 69 whenever we're
This was
ready.
in Prague and so Czechoslovakia.
Alice has 69, then
Oh,
then you
perfect.
can get 70.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have also in 1969 we have a Soviet spacecraft, the Soyuz 4 and the Soyuz 5, performed the first ever docking of a manned spacecraft in orbit. It was the first transfer ever of crew members, and from one space vehicle to another. It also is the only time such transfer was accomplished with a spacecraft walk.
Spacewalk, yeah. As in,
Spacewalk.
Yeah, spacewalk.
as in they're extravehicular. They're going outside. Like, so they're not
Yeah.
inside going through hatches. They're putting on a suit going out and then going back in.
Yeah.
Mr. Cupcakes?
So the first 1970 is the National Football League relines into 3 divisions down from 4.
Yeah,
What
and
are
now
the
I
3
think it's only 2
divisions?
divisions now.
Oh,
Okay.
only
Yo.
East and West?
Yeah,
Mm,
East and
okay.
West.
Hey.
The NFC and the AFC.
Yo, can I get Gaddafi?
Yeah,
take it off
actually,
you.
you're next in line anyway.
Oh, okay. Also in 1974, 4 months after leading a coup against monarchy, Muammar Gaddafi takes over rule of Libya.
We were talking about Gaddafi yesterday, right?
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Gaddafi really got a bad hand. So, I feel sorry for that guy. He was trying to do so
What the
much for
fuck?
Libya. So,
And all of Africa.
yeah, and by extension, all of Africa, you know?
Yeah, the whole currency is what got him killed pretty much by
Yeah.
the U.S.
Yeah, trying to get off of the petroleum dollar and get back onto a gold standard. So then,
Yeah,
like,
if
yeah.
he would have been alive if he would have just donated to the Clinton Foundation.
Not everybody knows how to play the Game of Thrones, unfortunately. Mr.
Yeah.
Spike, 1971.
Wiener, 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 wiener.
Arshink skates world record.
Yeah,
What's it? 1,500 meters in 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Yeah.
Or 7 minutes.
Set a world
milliseconds.
record ice skating.
That's not 1 minute, that's 1 hour, I think.
No, that's a minute.
that's
A minute
Oh, damn.
58.7.
Yeah, 1,500 meters in an hour. Come on, that's way too much.
Yeah.
That's-
1972. I'm just going to hand this over to. No, I'm going to give it to Spike. Actually, no. Spike or to Poppy? Do you either
For
one of you?
Muffins.
This is
Muffins
super.
hasn't done one in a
I
while.
can do the Super Bowl one.
Yeah, but they're the sports guys.
Oh, okay.
To Poppy, do you want this?
What am I looking at?
1972.
Super Bowl 4.
U.S. singer, songwriter, pianist, producer, and actor
No,
created
no.
Alvin and the
No.
No.
See, this is why you should let Muffins do it. I told
Okay,
you, Muffins.
go ahead, Muffins.
Give it to
All right. So
Sorry,
in
that's
1972.
1972. My bad.
No
You wanna
worries.
do it?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in 1972, Super Bowl, I don't know what number that is.
6.
Something like 6. Okay. The Tulane Stadium, New Orleans, LA. The Dallas Cowboys beat Miami Dolphins 24-3. MVP Roger Staubach.
How about Starbuck?
Starbuck. Dallas quarterback.
Roger Starbuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Starbuck.
Yeah,
This is
fucking-
out
Yeah,
in
they
New
won. They
Orleans,
won that day,
Louisiana.
but we lost today. Fucking bastards.
Oh man.
lost today.
Oh, who lost today?
My team, man.
What team?
Dallas
We had a
Cowboys.
chance. We nearly came back. Like this guy got too many
Yeah,
opportunities.
so-
That game was all like whack.
Oh,
So,
well, in 1973, NBC presents the 440th and final showing of Bonanza.
Bonanza. That reminds me of
Bonanza.
Kablam. If you ever watched Kablam on Nickelodeon, that was a good show.
Oh, dude,
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
Speaking of 1973, we have U.S. Ford Lunkpod 2 begins radio-controlled exploration of the moon.
Yeah, Lunacod.
That's when the Russians were landing there. Huh?
Yeah. 1973.
Let's go to 74. This one's cool.
It's 1974.
Yes, it
Jaws by Peter Benchley was published by Doubleday. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. dun.
Dun. Yeah, this is the book, not the
Yeah.
movie.
1974. LA landslide kills 9. Canyonville, Oregon.
Oof.
I was about to say
A landslide in LA?
Oh, wait
I
a
was about to
minute.
say the movie.
No, it says
LA
a
landslide.
landslide kills
Oh.
9 in Canyonville, Oregon. I was like, oh,
Who put in the
I don't
L?
what the fuck?
It was L.A.'s fault.
It's the San Andreas fault. Moving on up to 1978, the 5th American Music Awards, Stevie Wonder, Fleetwood Mac, and Conway Twitty win. Nice.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, well, who doesn't love a good old Stevie Wonder and some Fleetwood Mac and good old Conway Twitty?
I only know
Fleetwood
Conway
Mac
Twitty
and
through
Stevie
Family
Wonder?
Guy.
Oh,
Remember they used to
I
do
know
those
Conway Twitty
cutaways?
from like infomercials between when I was watching cartoons on Cartoon Network late at night.
No,
I'm
remember
embarrassed.
This was before Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I only know Conway Drew director photo St. Andreas. That song Louisiana Woman and Mississippi Man.
Also in
Soyuz 27,
1978,
What the hell?
Yeah, we had the Soyuz 27 returns to Earth.
that's a lot of Soyuzes.
Yeah, how many
Yeah,
Soyuz
well,
were up
yeah.
there before 78, man?
This
What
was
the
the
fuck?
27th Soyuz.
How many Soyuz?
How many Soyuz were there before us?
Well,
huh?
How many
love
Soyuz
the
does it
Cold War.
take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Since the
No.
1960s, they've made more than 140 flights.
Okay,
God
so
damn.
Soyuz, this is the 27th one then.
Yeah. Well,
Of
here's the
100.
thing with the Soyuz
Oh,
capsules.
they know shit, man. They know shit.
No.
What the hell?
Here's the thing with the Soyuz.
140 satellites?
No, those aren't satellites. Those are space capsules for manned flights, and they're non-reusable. So each one, they had to like build a new one each program, and the Soyuz is still being used to this day. It's how Russia still gets up there. It's how we got up there before SpaceX started helping us out and everything.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, like the Saturn V extinct, the space shuttle extinct. I mean, for as bad as the Soviet Union was and everything, they're still kicking our ass, and they're not even around
Yeah.
anymore. They're still kicking our ass. You know, so who really
We're
won
talking
the
about
space
Elon
race?
Musk
Who
is
really
gonna
won
shoot
the
out
Cold War?
3,700
It ain't
satellites by the
us.
end of the year.
On the
So-
space. Yeah, let's go to 1979.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Hey, Sohan, you want to take 1979?
Yeah.
We have Shah Muhammad here.
Like
And,
that. That's the one.
In 1979, Shah Muhammad Reza, the last Iranian Shah, fled Iran with his family for good and relocated to Egypt during the Iranian Revolution.
Yep, they got ousted. At least he
Yeah,
didn't get
well,
executed.
also, like, you should take the next one because I believe this still kind of has
Yeah,
thing about it.
normally
But
they
I'm
get
gonna take the
executed.
marijuana ones.
I'm gonna have to debate you on that.
Oh, I think not, sir. I've got my pipe roaring. and
Well,
ready to
this is
go.
Paul McCartney, so you got it. But anyway,
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say,
Speaking of the Iran thing here, so what also happened that same year, same day?
also in 1979, the
Bakhtiar?
Qatar government
Pakistan?
established the Shah in Iran will preside until unrest in the country subsides.
Yeah.
anyway,
So here's some pop. So we have some pop culture history here
Yeah, here we
today.
go.
You know, it's gonna pop back up here in a couple of years. So like this is old from 1980 and 1984. I got two of them that have the same
don't
thing in
spoil the
common.
surprise.
Oof. No, I can't help it though. Paul McCartney is arrested in Tokyo, Japan International Airport for possession of marijuana. He is sent to jail for 9 days before being deported.
Oh, Paul.
That is
Oh, good old Paul McCartney.
What the fuck?
what the fuck?
365 days later, in
All the
1981,
country-
boxer Leon Spinks was mugged, and his assailants even took his gold teeth. They're like,
I can take
they,
He's a boxing
they
legend,
plied
too.
his teeth out. Did they have
The
pliers
first
or
O.J.
something?
Simpson and shit.
Did they mug him with a monkey wrench or something? Like, what the hell? How'd they get his
Yeah.
teeth out?
Dude, why did you have to go there with a monkey wrench?
Well, I don't know.
It was the first
Why
OJ,
not?
man. Come on, man.
Dude, no, but they even stole his gold teeth. Who does that?
Yeah, like,
So,
I mean, that's
it's
like
probably-
They owed him
World
money,
War II,
you know?
like
those-
concentration
those
camp
gold
level,
teeth.
like
yeah.
yeah, the
Deviant.
Germans.
Well, he
Pretty
didn't,
much.
like, the muggers didn't, like, kill the guy and burn him and siphon the ashes for the gold teeth or anything. But, yeah.
Oh man, can you just imagine,
owed
like,
some
were
money,
those
man.
actual gold teeth that they like capped?
Yeah.
I mean, they pulled them out and ooh,
Gosh.
ew.
Also, in
That's
Nah, it was
1981,
like a grill. I don't think it was like his actual goat. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
Look it up.
I don't
It
think
was
we had
gold.
grills going around back then.
Is it like his actual gold teeth? I wonder.
Yeah.
Or was
Yeah,
it
his
grills?
actual gold teeth they pulled out and stole from him.
Oh yeah, that was in 1981. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, nah,
Yeah.
he owed him some money. They
Yeah.
owed him some money, bro.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, let's go to the other 1981 here. Muffins, you want to take 1981 with a Protestant gunman?
Yeah, so the Protestant gunman shoot and wounded. I can't even see it.
Her name's Bernadette.
Yeah, so Bernadette, Davalian,
Devlin.
Delvin.
Devlin.
Let him
Devlin.
struggle. This is funny.
Freaking Sanders amusing himself over.
You know what? I'm just gonna,
Devlin.
I'm gonna let this one ride.
Alaski
Aisley?
husband. Freaking Sander.
That's a sick ass name. Bernadette
Big
Devlin
Alfie.
McAisley.
Yeah.
Husband.
Protestant
The
gunman
Protestant
shot and
gunman
wounded
shot
Bernadette
wounded
Devlin
Bernadette-
McAllister and her husband. So, yeah, not
Oh,
too nice
I
of
didn't
them.
want to see you go, but like I was like, I'll help you with Bernadette. I mean
Well, I
didn't
was
even help
honestly
Xander
hoping
with
he'd
that one.
read Protestant as prostitute. Like, I was really hoping that would happen.
Dude.
But moving on up to 1982, Edmonton's rookie goaltender Grant Furr
Dude,
has
it's Edmonton. Okay, it's Edmonton. All right, get it right.
Edmonton's rookie goaltender Grant Fuhr has his 23-game unbeaten streak ended with a 7-1 Oilers defeat in Toronto.
Her, but that's okay.
Hey, very quick.
Yo.
Right after Alice in '84, I can take the '85.
Oh, of course you
Oh
will.
yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I bet you wanted to do this one there, Muffin.
You
Oh, I knew it.
pervert.
It was gonna come down to Xander or you. I knew it.
What the fuck? This
I was gonna be the one that
same
was, I wanted to do it though, but like I'd be on that centerfold like 20 years ago. No, not 20 years ago. 18 years ago. All right, so we have in
40 years later.
1984. Speaking
Oh
of
my God.
1980, remember when I was talking about Paul McCartney getting arrested in
Same day.
Japan
In Japan, yeah.
for possession of marijuana?
4
Well,
days 4 years
Paul
later
and
to the
his
day.
Well, Paul and his wife Linda this time, they get arrested in Barbados for possession of marijuana again.
Damn, Paul, you gonna smoke everywhere.
On the same day, though, like that's nuts.
Yeah, on the same day.
Like, have you not learned, Paul?
I wonder if he knows. Like, damn, hey, let's trip out.
I
We
mean,
got
it's like
arrested on the
4
same day,
years
4
to
years
the
later.
day. Again, just like, hey, why not Barbados this time?
We should email him that shit. Like, hey, bro, like, we've been doing.
I think he's
We
dead.
should
Just
we
tag
should
him on
watch
the
a
video,
Paul
like, you're
McCartney
gonna upload,
video.
right?
Be like, hey, I know what you were doing today.
Like, bro, like, look.
Oh, you
Just,
in
there you go. You got the headline.
1984.
Paul
You're being
McCartney
arrested for possession of
gets arrested
marijuana,
for
Mr.
marijuana
For
the
Paul
same
McCartney.
day, different years. You just tag it.
Mr. Playboy, take 1985.
Jesus.
Yeah, Mr. Playboy. Yeah, dude, Mr. Muffin Playboy.
Yeah, Stud
Playboy. Coach.
Sir Muffin. You know what? His name's Sir Muffin Playboy now, so we'll even give him a
Muffin.
regal.
I gotta find a muffin with bunny ears.
Oh
Sir
God! Please, for the love of God, don't.
Please do.
Duh, please don't.
All right,
Yes,
now
do
read your damn article, Mr.
Oh,
Playboy.
Jesus. Oh God.
1985, buddy.
That's bad. Alright, so in 1985, quotations Playboy announces end of stapling centerfolds.
Angel in a centerfold.
Moving on
Hey,
up
while
to
you're at it, why don't you, I'm just because I just think it's gonna be funny. While you're at it, since you read 1985, why don't you read 1988 too, right after to follow Playboy magazine?
Oh God. Okay. Oh
Do
God,
it
no.
Yes, do
You're
it.
bad.
I know I'm evil.
So in '88, the fourth soap opera biggest award.
Digest.
Digest.
Let him suffer.
God, I'm so bad.
Let him
There
struggle.
you go.
Dick.
Days
Vegas.
Days of Our Lives wins.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh.
Soap opera of the year.
Also in 1988,
Yeah,
Czech dissident Václav Havel was arrested in Prague for taking part in demonstration against the communist government.
Yeah, so he was fighting against the commies, and he
Yeah.
got arrested for it in the Czech Republic,
One of our
or Czechoslovakia,
soldiers
one
in
or
the
the
field.
other.
Moving on up to
Hey, Muffins, can you do 1989 for me too, please? Did he leave?
Yeah.
No,
No, I'm sorry.
Damn it!
No,
I
no.
want to do the first.
I need you to do 1989 for me, please.
I
Yeah.
want to do the first one.
Let's Lunk say one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you do the first one, Lunk. I don't want you to do the
And
second one.
In 1989, USR announced plan for a 2-year manned mission to Mars.
That didn't go through.
No,
That
it
didn't work out so well.
No.
Hey, Muffins, what happened also in 1989 today?
Man, you guys are so freaking bad. Jesus. You guys are so freaking bad. Yeah, I love the
Man,
live stream audience that even knows about this until. Alright, so in 1989, the fifth soap opera biggest awards days. Oh, wait. Yeah, same thing, isn't it?
Digest.
Digest.
Jeez. Okay.
What
Alright.
happened in the awards?
Who won? Who won it again?
Days of Our Lives wins.
Nice. Jumping on up to 1991, coalition forces go to war with Iraq, beginning the Gulf War.
Dude, I think I know what I'm gonna make Muffins report on from now on.
Soap
Yeah,
opera
Yeah,
stuff.
well, in
January.
1992, Chapultepec peace accords are signed in Mexico City, which ends the 12-year Salvadorian War.
Dang.
That's pretty fucking nifty, dude.
That's
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 actually
actually
what
what
we
we
are-
are.
war,
the
Jesus.
Salvadorian Civil War.
Also in 1992, Eric Clapton performed for an episode of MTV's Unplugged at Bray Film Studios in Windsor, England. Recording won 6 Grammy Awards and became Clapton's best-selling album and the best-selling live album of all time.
Yeah. that was fucking cool. Like, I love Eric Clapton, man. That man's been around. Hey, Sohan, what also happened here in 1993? We got one for you.
Yeah, a year later, 1993, 25th NAACP award, Boys in the Hood wins Outstanding Motion Picture.
Dude, that movie was fucking dope as hell, dude.
I gotta watch
Yes,
that.
it is.
Dude, we should actually do like a movie screening of that. It's a
really
really
should.
good movie.
I gotta watch White Man Can't Jump. You know.
Oh, dude, that movie. Dude, I love that movie, but I hate it at the same time. But it's such a good movie.
Yo,
Wesley
movies
Snipes
with-
and Woody Harrelson do a good job. But we're gonna move to 1997 here. We have Anthony Stewart hits an ODI hat trick. Is it Australia versus Pakistan? MCE. All right. So basically, like, this is like an international hockey game, but like Australian hockey player got a hot hat trick, but also got like I think fourth goal too with it. So, but against Pakistan.
Now, Mr. Gang Sign here is making signs. Why don't you take on the first 2001? Since you're such a
Sure.
stud, thug,
I can't wait how
muffin
you
guy.
pronounces this one today.
Gosh damn. Oh god, this is gonna be
I already know to
I wanna
say
see
it.
your
but-
faces. Hold up, let me stop. Okay. So in 2001, oh, this is gonna be pretty. The
Don't
the
help him.
Huh? The Conaglosi president. I can't remember
What,
the
Nancy Pelosi president?
Oh my god, this is having
I can't even do this, dude.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay,
2001.
Congolese.
Oh, do you want to take it, Lunk?
yeah, man,
Okay.
I'll take it. The Congolese president,
Going Zay.
Laurent Desiree Kabila, is assassinated by one bodyguards in Nisha.
Yeah, so this Congolese president was shot by his own bodyguard,
Yeah,
assassinated by him
not good.
in Kinshasa.
Also in 2001, U.S. President Bill Clinton awarded former President Theodore Roosevelt a posthumous medal for honor, or Medal of Honor for his service in the Spanish-American War.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty
Hey.
cool.
It's Bill
One-
Clyton.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah,
Bill
fun
Clinton.
fact about Theodore Roosevelt, he used to invite people over to the White House just to box them.
It's Bill Clyton.
That man, dude, that man was like the Chuck Norris of that time period. Okay.
Yeah, he was.
Yes. Who knows? He might be Chuck Norris under a different name back then.
Maybe.
Dude, Chuck Norris never died. He was just Theodore Roosevelt before he changed his name to Chuck Norris.
Isn't he the one who got shot? No, that's somebody else for the Bull Moose Party. Or was that Roosevelt?
I don't know. Probably, dude.
Because
Roosevelt wouldn't die.
because
He
like
was,
because I remember that I think it was Roosevelt. Let me look this up. Who?
Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to do another 2001. We have a fuel supply tanker runs aground off the island of San Cristobal, causing an ecological disaster.
That's not
Oh,
good.
Yeah, it's that at one. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It was before
Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda.
Oh, I
But
say
no.
Al Qaeda and the no. I remember we used to call it the Taliban, but now they call it the Taliban.
Yeah.
Not the
Taliban.
EP. I mean, not
They
the
went
EP.
from Taliban
the
to
other one.
Taliban.
Well, anyway, to
Like-
bring back up what I was
I
talking
see.
about earlier, it was Roosevelt. He got shot while he was doing a speech by a .38 caliber Colt police positive special revolver. He got shot and continued going on his speech for like 4 hours, and then he went and sought medical attention. So what
Damn.
a badass!
Dude,
You know,
that man's a motherfucking rock star, dude.
that guy is a G. You know.
Dude, that man, dude, we need to put on the 1980s glasses with the spliff, man.
Yeah.
That
Moving on
man
up
is
to
the OG.
I
2002.
can't believe this was
Roosevelt,
20
I
years
throw my
ago,
hand
bro.
down to you.
Moving
I
on
get
up to
his birthday when it's
2002.
his birthday.
United Nations Security Council unanimously established an arms embargo and froze the assets of Osama bin Laden, Al Qaeda, and the members of the Taliban.
I'm so glad you didn't say Taliban like they're saying now.
Tarnaban.
Do you know how they like? You
That
know,
was
it's like 20 years
20
later
years
they
ago,
went from saying
goddamn.
Taliban
Yeah,
to
20 years.
Taliban.
Oh.
I met the Taliban, Taliban banana.
Come on, me wanna go home.
Anyway,
7 foot, 8 foot.
let's
Nice.
let's get back on the
Yes,
the
sir.
rotation here. Miss Alice, take the next one, please.
So we have, because I did this fuel line tanker, so you did this. Yeah, okay. So we have the Space Shuttle Columbia takes off for a mission. It's the STS-107, which would actually be the last launch of the Columbia, because 16 days later she broke up in atmosphere during reentry. And that's
Yeah.
when Columbia went down.
Yeah,
This is back in 2003, man.
I
yeah,
remember that
Oh,
shit.
dude, I just got
really.
a fucking face full of snow through the window.
nice.
Ah, I
Finally,
love it.
snow appears.
Mr. Muffin, 2005.
Sure. So in 2005, at 66-year-old Romanian University lecturer Andriana Eluscu, I can't even pronounce the last name, whatever the name is, becomes the first oldest birth mother in the world.
Muffins, what
Oh.
did you do?
Oh my god. I mean,
Muffins.
You bastard.
I had too much maple syrup, I'm sorry.
Muffins, dude, like you're making a
I
mess.
totally
dude.
knew it, dude. I knew Muffins was the father. When it comes to 66-year-old Luana, baby, you are the father.
You are the father.
Moving on up for Lum.
In other news, the husband was 115 years old.
Oh,
The father. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
God damn, that's old.
That's
Her.
really old. Anyway,
Okay,
Mr.
well,
Lum,
2006,
2006.
Sohan, take that one. Or Spiker, whoever.
Sohan.
I'll do it. 2006, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf is sworn as Liberia's new president. She becomes Africa's first female elected head of state.
Nice.
Wow, that's
Nice.
I didn't
that
even
is
read that.
really
Like that was not intentional to like give that to you because of what you are. You know, like the joke.
What you are.
Yeah. A human being. That's what he
But-
is.
But yeah,
Oh my
but yeah,
god,
like,
Xander. Phrasing. I tell you.
Damn. Mr. Spikes, 2011.
Yeah, 2011,
The
buddy.
Movement of Democratic Society (TVDEM) was established with the stated goal of reorganizing Syria along the lines of the Democratic Confederation.
Interesting.
Let's execute Order 66.
Moving
Can you
on
do
up to. I'm sorry, what
2013,
muffin?
right? Can you do the first 2013 if you don't mind?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go for it. Oh,
Yeah.
what? Oh, you bastard. It's my deaths.
Oh, well, you got
Go
another
Go
one.
ahead. Take my deaths.
You want to do it, Alice?
No.
You can do the
Go
first
ahead.
one, show me the next
yeah.
one, and then I'll get 2016, and then we'll go to Lunk and then Spike.
Okay,
Go ahead,
so
take it.
all right, so in the first 2013, 24 people died after a 3-car bombs exploded in Lebanon.
Easy.
Governor, liberal governor, right? Syria.
Idlib.
Idlib,
Idlib,
Governmente, Syria.
Ugh, be choking on these words, man. Shit.
Damn, son.
Yeah, I have something for you to choke on later, buddy.
Yeah, I know you do. It's a table slapper.
Jesus, these guys are bad.
yo,
Dude, that was good.
Miss
Alright,
Alice.
So, I'm gonna just take the. Okay. So 25 people also in 2013 were also killed after an apartment block collapsed in what's this called? Alexandria,
Alexandria.
Egypt. Oh no,
This wasn't a
Egypt.
bombing.
I'm just speaking how he would.
Oh my god.
Alexandria, Egypt. Are you
Yeah,
sure you
that's
didn't
in-
want? You
that's
sure
in
you
Muffin.
didn't want to pass and switch them up?
Jesus.
I would just love to see how you pronounce Alexandria.
Alexandria.
I
Okay, good
almost
job.
said yes to that. Mr. Sohan.
yes.
You know you did.
You're talking about 2016, right?
Yes.
Yep, 2016.
Okay, 33 out of 126 freed hostages were injured and 23 killed in a terrorist attack in Cordogne, Burkina Faso.
Wow dangao. Wow gadao yao. Wangadao.
It sounds like you're choking on
Wow.
yogurt.
So yeah, it is Wagadago.
On a hotel
Not gonna work
and
here anymore.
nearby restaurant.
Yeah, the terrorist attacks were aimed at a hotel and a nearby restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
did he have
33 of the 126 freed hostages were injured, but 23 of them died.
Yeah.
didn't he have a movie on that? I think.
What?
I think they had a movie about that. I think with Owen Wilson.
Probably.
Oh, Guao Dao Gao. Oh, yeah. Oh, Wow Guao Da Gao.
Oh, wow,
I think,
wow.
yeah.
You know what? Hold on a second.
Oh, Guao Dao Guao. Oh, Dao Guao.
Let's see here.
Dao Guao. Oh, Guao
Young
Dao.
Sanders said
Or
Ouagadougou.
Dao Guao Guao.
Wagadoodoo. Wagadoogoo.
Ogadoodoo?
Wagadoogoo.
Ogadoodoo?
Young Sanders
Ogadoodoo?
said Ouagadougou.
Ogadoodoo.
Ogadoodoo?
Wagadoogoo.
Ogadoodoo.
Anyway,
Okay.
Mr. Spike, do you want to take 2018?
Myanmar police opened fire on a group of ethnic Rakhine
Rakhine? Yeah, Rakhine.
protesters, murdering 7 and wounding 12.
Oh, so the Myanmar police did that? Oh,
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. There's been
Yes.
some fucking crazy stuff, but like, apparently that's a really good cuisine out there,
Yeah.
according to Anthony Bourdain.
Moving on up to 2019, Golden State Warriors broke 2 franchise records in 142 to 111 win over Denver Nuggets. In first quarter, a record 10 3-point field goals on the way to franchise best 51 points in the period. I don't know what any of that means, but good on them.
Basically, like, they had like a streak, like they had the highest points in a period, and they also had a record of, I think, 3-pointers.
Ah,
So, but we're going to go to 2019. The Australian Bureau of Meteorology tweets the last 4 days were country's hottest on record, with a Tarcoola, South Australia, reaching 49 degrees Celsius, which is 120 degrees Fahrenheit, and Port Augusta, which is 48.5 Celsius, which is 119 Fahrenheit.
that's
So
hot.
this was back in 2019 when they're having a heat wave out there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we also reported on a record cool, and then also like a record snowfall today in history.
Yeah.
There's some kind of cool things that
Pretty
happen in
interesting
history
weather
weather-wise.
events. Yeah. Mr. Muffin, 2019, the next one.
Sure. So the UK Prime Minister Theresa May wins vote of no Confederate in her government.
Confidence. Vote of no confidence.
Confidence or confidence in her
Confidence.
government in 325 to 306.
I have no idea
Yeah,
what
so
that
basically
means.
she was booted out, and what's his name? That guy Boris Johnson is now in her place.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the
Bojo.
guy with the fucking
Bojo.
toupee penis man.
Basically,
Little man.
basically what Donald Trump looks like in the morning before he does his hair.
Yeah. You know, actually, you want to know how Donald Trump gets his hair done? He actually said this on Conan O'Brien back in
He,
the late '90s, early
scoots it
2000s.
forward
I
or
comb my
something.
face back. No,
Oh.
he says he combs his face back to get his hair done. That was
know
one of
what-
the funniest things ever. I know that this is okay. So I'm gonna do another 2019, but we have the. Do you want to do as well? This one too here, the second 2019 muffins of Egyptian, the sandstorm.
Yeah, I can do that. So the next one is Egyptian city Cairo is engulfed by sandstorm, turning it to orange, which is kind of interesting how it does all that magic with
Yeah.
sand.
It's
and all that.
Cairo.
Cairo.
But that's okay.
Cairo.
Cairo.
Cardio.
Hey,
Cardio.
Cardio.
Yeah, it's cardio, right?
exercise. Ew, it turned orange after I exercised. I
Don't do
know what to
cardio in
tell
a
you.
sandstorm. I do not advise it.
No,
Yeah.
don't do cardio in a sandstorm.
Please do it for your health.
If it's cool with
We
you,
have-
I'll get this one because you have another one after this.
Yeah, I have. I have.
And then
this
I
one.
want to give the last 2019 to Spike.
Oh yeah, Spike needs that one.
So in 2019 as well, explosion by a suicide bomber aimed at U.S.-led coalition forces at a market in Menjib, Syria, killed about 18, including 4 Americans.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that one. That's sad. I like
Yeah.
suicide bombing and car bombs. It's always Even when the
Right.
Oklahoma City bombing happened, actually, my boyfriend, oh, not my boyfriend, my old roommate's wife, she was actually on a field trip in Oklahoma City the day of that bombing.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, when the Oklahoma City bombing happened. So like she remembered hearing it and everything, and she's like, "What the hell's going on?"
Dang.
She was blocks away from it, but still, it was loud for her. She's like, "Oh my god, the building shook around us. Books fell off. It was crazy."
I can only
Damn, I
imagine.
didn't know about this shit. This was like 2 years ago. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was only
Three.
3 years ago. Yeah, the explosion, the suicide bomber that was out in Syria. Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
What else happened
Also
in
in
2019?
2019, the same day, the UN says at least 890 people were killed in ethnic violence in Western Democratic Republic of the Congo.
In December.
In December, with 465 buildings destroyed, delaying the presidential election.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
very
and they
familiar.
called January 6th an insurrection, okay?
Yeah, that sounds very, very familiar. So.
Yeah, except we didn't destroy any buildings. I mean,
Well-
we broke some glass windows.
Well, I'm talking about like it's more of a broader spectrum. Like if you bring in like all the stuff Antifa and
Yeah.
BLM did and all that stuff. But anyway, Spiker.
Yeah, 2019. How's Ton Guard James Harden? No, I'm kidding. Houston guard James Harden becomes the first player to score 55 points in back-to-back NBA games since Wilt Chamberlain in
Wilt
1962.
Chamberlain.
Scores 58 and 145 out of 142 OT loss to
Dude.
Brooklyn. 18 straight games with 30 points plus points.
That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good, yeah. Like, I'm not huge on NBA stuff, but, like, yeah. 58
55
points. He scored 58 points of 145.
Dude, the first 2020 is freaking. I remember that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know. I remember this. I remember watching this. Yeah,
Well,
because
no,
in
that was
2020 we have
2020, the
impeachment of-
first impeachment of U.S. President Donald Trump moved into its trial phase in the Senate. So
I remember
Yeah.
watching it live.
So
We
much
put it
malarkey.
on all the
So
TVs
much
while we were
malarkey.
cooking. And this is right before the whole COVID-19 thing, like hit the fan.
yeah,
Yeah, that's when the riot happened and all that shit.
We also have, in 2020, the same day, the United States Senate ratified the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement as a replacement for NAFTA.
and NAFTA being the North American Free Trade Agreement.
Yep.
So-
Yeah, Trump refixed that, and then only for Biden to executive order kill it.
Yeah. Mr. Muffin.
So the first 2021 is that India began the first vaccination of its 1.3 billion of population people for COVID-19.
Yep.
Yeah. They received the Fauci ouchie.
Fauci, ouchie.
I'll take the last 2021. So.
All right. Mr. Spike,
What?
you want to take
Oh,
this here, Armin
second.
Lashkit?
Yeah, the second 2021.
The second one?
Yeah, the
Second
Armin
to last
Yeah, the
Lashkit.
middle.
2021.
Lachey.
Armin
Lachey.
last shit.
Lachey.
Armin Laschet. Armin Laschet is elected for leader of Germany Christian Democrats CDU to replace long-serving leader Angela Merkel.
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 Like, so this is the replacement of the Prime Minister of Germany here.
Isn't Merkel
That
back?
happened. Merkel was just kind of a piece of shit, but like, so
Oh,
is
isn't
this
she
current
back?
one too.
Or like, who's the leader of Germany?
Kind of.
right
I
now?
think so. I don't think she actually really stepped. I don't know. I have to look into that one. But we're gonna go into birthdays today now.
Not yet. There's
No.
one more.
Oh no,
2021.
yeah, we have to because I still have one last. I have
We
one
got the
last to
final
do.
one.
And I'm
No,
Burst,
we have
remember?
10. Yeah, we have 10 Nepali climbers become the first to reach the summit of a K2 in winter on the China-Pakistan border.
Where is K2? K2.
K2 is a type of mountain, so it's like one
Yeah.
of the hardest mountains to like ski on. It's one of the hardest to climb. It's
no, it's not.
a treacherous thing.
No, K2 is not like a type of mountain. K2 is the name of the mountain. It's 8,600
Oh, it's
meters
actually
above sea
named.
level.
Oh, okay, so
It
it
is the
is
second
K2.
highest mountain on Earth after Everest.
Oh, so it's the second
Damn.
highest? Yeah, it's right on the Pakistani-China border.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on up to Burse.
What,
I wonder
I
how
don't know
many
what the
of
hell
them
happened to this in 1844. That's not what his name is supposed to be. It's like Osao Kweao
I
or
was like, I have
something.
fun pronouncing that when I looked at it.
Born in 1844, an Albanian civil servant and politician, the first prime minister of Albania. You know what? Let me look up what his name actually was, because I don't know what happened there. Prime Minister of Albania. Come on. Ismail Quimeli. I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
Wow.
Anyway, then we have Andre Michelin, 1853, French businessman, co-founded the Michelin Tire Company. Harry Carey, 1878, U.S. actor, director, producer, and screenwriter. Edith Frank, 1900, German-Dutch mother of Anne Frank. Carl Karcher, 1970, U.S. businessman, founded Carl's Jr. / Hardee's. Didn't we report on his death like yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I missed it. I wasn't here because I was
The
at
day
work.
after he funded it? I mean,
Yeah, he died before
No,
his
he's
birthday.
like the
Before-
Hardee's
before he
Carl's
funded
Jr. founder. Like,
Yeah.
so founder of Hardee's
Carl's Jr., yeah. You have Gene Feist, 1923, U.S. director and playwright, co-founded the Roundabout Theater Company. Harvey Procter,
Roundabout.
1947, English politician. Remember I renamed your boy toy Dr. Proctor a while ago in Discord?
Dr.
Yeah.
Proctor.
You have John Carpenter, 1948, U.S. director, producer, screenwriter, and composer. Isn't he the one who made The Thing? John Carpenter's The Thing? Or is that a new
John
one?
Carpenter, he did a bunch of horror movies. And did he
Thing,
also do
Halloween.
Till Dusk Till Dawn? From Dusk Till Dawn?
Ah,
No, that's Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, I thought that was John Carpenter, Dusk Till Dawn with
No, that's John.
George Clooney.
No, that was Robert Rodriguez. He
Oh,
made
okay.
John Vampires with James Woods.
Okay, alright.
Also in 1948, Ants Leonots, an Estonian general. Who names their child Ants? You know, like
Who doesn't?
Hey, Ants, how you doing, brother?
we have
Who
Anne
names
F.
their kid Tad? But people have a name Tad.
That's weird.
And Tucker and Carl.
Then we have Anne F. Boiler, 1949, or Baylor, a U.S. businesswoman, founded Auntie Anne's.
Oh,
Yeah.
she makes. They have some good stuff. They have like pretzel.
Yeah, the
items.
pretzel company, Auntie Anne's.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have twins Jonathan and Simon Richter, 1985, Danish Gambian footballers. It's really weird, you know, to have twins and they both go into the same profession, you know? And then
Well,
last
you
but not
have
least,
the Mannings, but they're not twins. You have Eli and
no,
Pete Manning.
you have
in football,
Tiki and
but they're
Rondé
not
Barber.
twins.
oh,
they're
and
twins.
are the Serena sisters or the Williams sisters, are they twins?
Yes.
They're,
Yeah,
no, they're not. They're not twins. They're sisters, though.
Okay. But last but not least, for Burst, we have Jack Epstein, 1987, a Canadian actor. I wonder if he's related to the Epstein that didn't hang himself, or did hang himself, or whatever. I don't know what I'm quoting
Maybe.
anymore.
Who knows?
Jesus Christ! What the hell did you give me for the first one?
Payback. For
You know what?
nothing.
That's fine. I'll just get them.
Well-
I'll get them tomorrow.
If you want, you can give Cupcake Deaths.
Oh, dude, nah. I didn't get
You
to
give
do
the first
dust
one?
yesterday,
I
so.
lost track.
So we have
but-
Abu Bakr Muhammad Ibn Ali al-Badahi guy.
Oh, I
In
can't.
957, he was a Talmunid advisor.
Tolanid. Yeah.
Talmunid advisor. We have, dude, why the, what you were just like, yeah, well, fuck you, dude. Okay, so we have Shinran Shonin, 1263, a Japanese founder of the Jobo Shinju branch of Pure Land Buddhism. That's cool, actually.
Yeah.
In 1400, we have John Holland, the first Duke of Exeter. These are all people who have died so far.
Yeah.
He died in 1400. In 1585, we have Edward Clinton, the first Earl of Lincoln, English admiral and politician.
Is he a Clinton?
1834, we have Jean-Nicolas Pierre Hachette. He was a freshman, Choctaw mathematician and academic.
Hachette machete?
Yeah, Hachette.
Butt scratcher.
What's
Gotcha.
here? In 1865, we have Edmond Francois Valentin About.
I know, right?
He was a Choctaw journalist and author, aka the French. He was a French one. We have what else we have here? Ooh, we have in 1901 we have Mahadev Govind Ranade, who's an Indian scholar, social reformer, judge, and author. In 1906 we have Marshall Field. He was a U.S. businessman, philanthropist, and he founded Marshall Field, which is I think also isn't where that's where Dayton comes out of too. Like the one of the clothing stores. Marshall Fields is a clothing shop, but I thought Dayton's was part of that.
No idea.
Anyways, in 1919 we have Francisco de Paula Rodrigues Alves. He was a Brazilian lawyer and politician, fifth president of Brazil.
Nice.
From there, we're gonna go to 1936. We have Albert Fish. He was a U.S. serial killer, rapist, and cannibal. He died today in 1936.
And the world is a better
Wait,
place
who?
without him.
I'm sure it is.
A serial killer, rapist, and cannibal. Yeah, we don't need that.
No, we don't. If only we got rid of Miss Hillary. She's one of those, isn't she, in a way?
Yeah, but let's not do things.
Anyways, we got Sarat Chandra Chattopadhyay. Chapadhyay, 1938, Indian author and playwright. In 1957, we have Alexander Cambridge, first Earl of Athlone, English general, politician, 16th Governor General of Canada.
Nice.
Today, also who has died, we have Frank Hurley in 1962, Australian photographer, director, producer, and cinematographer. Also in 1962, same day, we have Ivan Mestrovic. He was a Croatian sculptor, architect, and designed the Monument of the Unknown Hero.
Which, by the way, it looked pretty cool. I want you to take a look at this monument.
Yeah, I figured you want to look at this. So, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, the Monument of the Unknown Hero. Yeah, he died today.
Yep.
Also, in 1968, we have Bob Jones Sr. He was a U.S. evangelist, founded Bob Jones University. In 1972, we have Ross Bagdasarian Sr. He was a U.S. singer, songwriter, pianist, and producer and actor. Created Elvin and the Chipmunks. He died today.
Yep.
And also in 1988, we have Andrija Artukovic. He was a Croatian politician, war criminal, and Porajma's perpetrator. First Minister of the Interior of the Independent State of Croatia. In 1990, we have Lady Eve Balfour. She was a British farmer, educator, and founding figure of the organic movement.
Yep.
2010, we have Glenn Bell. He was a U.S. businessman, funded Taco Bell, the Diarrhea Incorporated, or also, as I like to fondly call it, Toxic Health.
I call Taco Hell.
Taco
I
Hell.
call it Toxic Health. because I
AKA
got food poisoning
Diarrhea
from there
Inc.
I got food poisoning from like a month and a half ago. It was unpleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, if you want, yeah. Okay.
So if I want to what? If I want to have food poisoning again, I know where to go.
Yeah. Go to Taco Bell where food poisoning is not also apparently just guaranteed.
Well, you know, if I want to get a ringworm, I'll go there too. Andre Casagnes, 2013, French technician and toy maker, created the Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Of course.
So that little thing with the
the
yeah.
Etch-a-Sketch died today in
Yeah.
2013.
A toy that you shake to get rid of everything.
Dude, I've seen some crazy artwork people have done on those things. It is insane how people can, like, the original Etch-a-Sketch is nothing like what they give you now. The Etch-a-Sketch nowadays is a fucking joke.
Dude, look at this.
Okay.
Like,
No, like,
yeah,
I've
got
seen
one of
people,
those.
yeah.
Somebody made the Last
people
Supper.
can do
Holy
some
crap, dude.
crazy
You can still buy them in a
shit with that.
keychain.
Like, look at the eye one.
The eye, yeah.
The eye with the shades. Yeah, I mean, that's fucking cool. Like, I mean, you can do some really cool shit on there. But
Einstein.
remember, like, once you do,
Yeah,
once
you
you
gotta
start, you
backtrace
can't
every
stop.
line
Like,
that you
once you
can't
fuck
put them.
up, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have only a couple left here. We have Pauline Phillips in 2013. She was a journalist and radio host. She created Dear Abby. She passed away in 2013. And then also in 2013, we have Glenn T. Robinson. He was a businessman that founded the Scientific Atlanta.
Nice.
Yeah, those are deaths.
Yep. And that concludes
Also,
today's...
also in history today, I lost my debit card.
Oh, well, that's
No.
unfortunate.
Yeah, well, may I find it tomorrow?
Yeah, hopefully.
And I
Anyway,
Orleans
that
and-
concludes the show. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I am who is Alice.
I'm the Muffin Man.
Look.
Spike, are you there?
Liker.
Yep.
Yeah.
For your dose of Passive and Staley, don't forget to check out this show. We stream every day starting at 5 Pacific time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Yep.
8 Eastern, 5 Pacific.
Yep. And until you see us tomorrow, toodles!
Doodles.